Are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
Strap yourselves in for the Gaming Hub. With your hosts, Tyler.
You can't handle the truth!
Graham.
The force is strong in this way.
And Steven.
You cannot be serious!
Let's get started.
Alrighty then.
Hey everybody, welcome into the Gaming Hub. This is episode number 147. I'm your host Tyler, saying thank you so much for joining us. And I'm joined, as always, by our two co-hosts. Let's start with Graham. Graham, how are you? How was your week?
I'm doing quite well. My week it's been all right. We had some crazy weather. I actually had a snow day. And instead of me staying in and playing video games, I was marathoning my way through Game of Thrones. And coincidentally, the platform that I was watching on, Crave TV, which is just Canada only, I think, they only had up to season 6. And I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? Like, I'll have to figure out where I can find it or stream it. And lo and behold, that day they released season 7. So I was just working my way through season 7. I did play some games as well. I played some Diablo 3 this week. That game is a lot of fun. It's kind of a stress reliever too. You just go in there and not really button mash, but you just kill hordes and hordes and hordes of evil creatures and skeletons, and smashing lots of vases or vases, however you guys want to pronounce it. That's the thing. Like, if I ever walk into like a store where they're gonna have all these little terracotta pots, I feel like I'm gonna like just go on a smashing rampage. Because like Legend of Zelda, you smash pots. This game, you smash pots and you get rewarded for it. So I'm thinking in real life, maybe I'll get rewarded for it as well. And other than that, I've played a new game that just came out on my Nintendo Switch, and that is called Tetris 99, which is kind of a battle royale where 99 people start out, and basically you just keep trying to survive and outlast people. And like you can kind of attack other people too. So there's a little bit to it. It's free. So anybody who's got a Nintendo Switch, they should jump on that because it's pretty easy. Basically, you start up and you get 3 options. You pick the one, and it just cycles you game after game. So you kill a lot of time playing it, which I have. How you doing, Steven? I know you're there. You listening?
I am doing pretty good. I haven't played much recently. I did play Kingdom Hearts 3 some more especially over the weekend, or at least the early parts of the weekend, like Friday and Saturday. I did get the Ultima weapon and got some achievements. I was thinking about going for the 100% run, but then I don't know, like that always sounds not so fun. I haven't fully decided. I did start a new playthrough and maybe doing like a level 1 on Proud mode. So that's where you never level up, and then you play on the hardest difficulty and see what that's all about, see if that's any fun. But I haven't really had a chance to play much games this week. Like, I swear I was telling my buddy at school, who's a fellow math major, it's like, it feels like so far this semester, all I've been doing in my free time is like math. It's like always math in some way. So I don't know. I haven't really had a chance to play, especially this week. I haven't played anything since Saturday, excuse me. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to. I guess I'll give Crackdown 3 a go maybe this week. I don't. Yeah. I'm actually thinking about starting a God of War playthrough over again and going through that game.
Okay.
And we'll talk about that in a bit. Like, there's a reason why.
Yeah, I got a feeling I know. But
yeah, I'd been meaning to do it, but like I knew Kingdom Hearts 3 was coming out because I was gonna do it after the Game Awards back in December, but I was like, I don't know if I'll have time to beat it before Kingdom Hearts 3, and I kind of want to play some more of the first few Kingdom Hearts games, but I didn't. So yeah, I was thinking now is probably a good time. There's nothing really coming out until, well, I guess Anthem comes out next week, but I'm still not sold on that. So I'm thinking about God of War. I haven't decided, but yeah, Tyler, how are you?
Oh, not too bad. Yeah, I'm more or less completely settled in now, and just like a couple more little things to take care of, but nothing too bad. I've been, as far as what I've been playing, continuing on with Kingdom Hearts. I'm surprisingly going to finish it. I will probably finish it tomorrow, actually. And
whoa, I almost fell off my chair.
I know.
I am surprised, Tyler.
I am too.
I'm more surprised.
So yeah, but I'll end up finishing it tomorrow. It's not bad. I stand by what I said last week. The controls, combat are fun. They're good. The worlds are fun for the most part, and the story is absolutely ludicrous and makes zero sense whatsoever. So
No, wrong.
Still not making sense.
no,
Nope.
it's ridiculous. But
Wrong.
anyway, so also I played MLB The Show 18 this week a little bit. Yeah, with spring training getting started, baseball is my favorite sport, so getting excited about that, and maybe want to fire that up on my new PS4 Pro. So
You bought a new one.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
yeah, I did. So
You broke down, eh? That's unfortunate.
it is, but I thought about it, and I'm like, I'm gonna want it when MLB 19 comes out,
Yes.
so I might as well just get it.
Yeah.
So I did, because like I'm in the when you get moved in, you realize like there's all this stuff that you kind of need that you don't have or whatever, and so I've kind of been in the money spending mood anyway. So what the hell, we'll spend $400 on a PS4 Pro that I had 2 weeks ago. So it's fine. But anyway, it's a brand new one. So hey, there's that. But yeah, that's been my week, Steven.
Yeah, so as a reminder, we are the official podcast of the Xbox Hub. Head on over to the xboxhub.com for all the latest and greatest in Xbox news, reviews, and everything from the world of Xbox. Also, we'd love to have you come join our community. The easiest way to do that is head on over to Twitch at TXH Gaming Hub, and from there you will find links to all our, like, the Facebook, Discord, Twitter, all that fun stuff. And you can go to Facebook if you just want to go straight there at the Gaming Hub forums. And from there, you can also get links to Discord and everything else. And we'd love to have you come join our community. We talk about a lot of awesome stuff. I know a lot of people are getting groups in for Apex Legends right now because that's a very, very popular game. So if you're looking for people to play with because you're enjoying the game, but you don't really like playing solo and you want some friends, maybe now is the perfect time to, join Discord, Facebook, and try to get groups for that. And then we'd love to have you come join us there. And then we'd love to have you come follow us on Twitter at TXH Gaming Hub and see all the fun stuff that gets tweeted out.
Graham's watching hockey.
I'm not watching it, just loaded up, so
All right.
forgive me.
Yeah. So no problem. But anyway, if you'd like to help support the show, fun little random moments like that, we'd love to have you do that. There's a couple different ways to do it. So Twitch, you head on over to TXH Gaming Hub, like Steven said. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you get a free Twitch Prime sub to use every single month. And if you choose to spend that on us, we'd really, really appreciate that. In fact, next week, we're getting some. We're going to post pictures of it in Discord. We tell you guys, hey, we take the stuff from Twitch and Patreon, which I'll talk about in a second, and we invest that back in the show to create a better product and do better stuff for you guys. And we did that. We picked up something that is really cool, and I think is gonna help quite a bit. We'll post pictures of it next week once it arrives. But your support goes a long way in helping make the show better and helping us do the things that we want to do and provide the content we want to provide for you. So Twitch is one way, patreon.com/gaming hub is the other. And for as little as $2 a month, you get exclusive content like Steven eating really spicy beef jerky and other stuff, and some extra mailbag episodes, some bonus episodes, things like that. For as little as $5 a month, you get all that, plus you're entered to win a monthly giveaway just for patrons at the $5 and higher level for $60 in gift cards to the console of your choice. And we'll actually be doing that giveaway next week here on the show, so another week to get in for the month of February if you want to be entered in that giveaway. I do also want to mention, Grant, before I turn it over to you, before I forget, one other big announcement to make, that we run a Madden franchise through our community. And it's on Xbox, and we waited with Season 2 until Madden 19 hit the vault in EA Access, and now it has. So we're going to be kicking that off really soon. If you want to join in and you have EA Access, you get the game for free, might as well, right? Come and play, have a good time. We keep it a pretty relaxed pace. We do one game a week, and it works out pretty well. So you're not expected to be playing like 4 games a week or anything like that. But if you want to join that, join our Discord or Facebook, and there'll be a link in there, either one of those, to sign up using a Google form so we can get you invited to the league. So we'd love to have more people join. So if you have any interest in that, check it out. Graham.
Yes, and obviously we are a podcast, and you guys are listening to us now on select devices, different apps, and all that stuff. And we thank you for listening. And I'm just going to tell you a couple more options that you guys can choose from. One of these options is Radio Public. This is an app that you can download on your smartphone or device. And by using this as a platform to listen to our podcast and other ones, it's a way of giving like monetary contribution to us or others. It's not a lot, but it all helps and adds up. So if you want to use that, try it out. Be appreciated. And another way is through a streaming app. It's called Dash Radio. Again, this is available for free on your various app stores. So you go download Dash Radio, and it's kind of like satellite radio where it has different channels and stuff like that. And the channel you would find us on is the multiplayer channel. Now, along with our podcast, there will be other ones streaming, and it's just a continuous rotation. So if you check out any of those, and whichever platform you use, if you enjoy the content that you're receiving, then you can give us 5 stars, and you can write us a comment and maybe a little suggestion. But we read it all, and we take it all to heart, and we appreciate each and every comment you guys give us. So thank you for helping the grow community, and look forward to other people joining the community.
Yep, and if you leave a review for us, good chance it'll be read on the show. You'll be able to hear us talk about it, and thank you for doing that. So yeah, just take a couple seconds if you feel like it, write one, and it definitely helps us grow. I also want to mention before we jump into news, I talked about Patreon earlier. We do have a new patron, Akarsh K. I hope I'm saying that correctly, but thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate it more than you know. And, welcome to the Patreon family. All right.
Yes.
Let's go on to news, guys. And
in the news,
I want to start with something that kind of got everybody a little fired up one way or the other earlier in the week. And Activision Blizzard had their quarterly earnings call, where they confirmed what had been rumored for a while, and they ended up announcing that they're laying off over 800 people, and they already have. And like I said, those cutbacks were announced on that call. Here's the thing. Their CEO on the call said that, that the earnings are as good or what better than they've been. Like, the financial performance is outstanding, but we're going to lay off 800 people.
Less people divided amongst.
But he said that they feel like they could operate, basically more efficiently. Those weren't his exact words. So guys, I want to turn over to you and see what you think of this. Graham, we'll go to you first. What are your thoughts? And this, like I said, this got a lot of people fired up, including in our own community. So there's some pretty good discussion about it earlier in the week. What do you have to say?
Well, see, we really don't know exactly how it all went down and the reasoning, stuff like that. Yes, we know that they made a huge profit and stuff like that, but they said that they're actually focusing more on game development and stuff like that. So most of these jobs are in PR and that kind of stuff, where I guess it's not as into developing games as much. But overall, it's when people lose their jobs, it's a terrible thing. At least they said they're still giving packages to people and making sure they're looked after and stuff like that. So it's not all bad and negative. It seems like the company, it's not something they're doing to attack them, which they just made a good, well, I don't know about a good decision, but they made a decision. I'm sure it was a hard decision to make. But they're not leaving them stranded and stuff like that. There's layoff packages and stuff like that. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but overall, yeah, it's too bad to see it. Hopefully it does run more efficiently now, and I'm hoping these people will find jobs in other venues and stuff like that. I like to be optimistic, obviously. So I think it's an opportunity for them to find even a better job or something more they're looking for. But I wish each one of them best of luck to pursue whatever they want.
All right,
That's
absolutely.
my
And
thought.
Steven, you had a pretty strong reaction this early in the week. Have you changed your opinion on it at all, or you still hold that?
I still mostly hold that.
Okay.
Like
And
they
tell
can
people
say
what it
it's
is, because
for
I know what it is, but nobody else
yeah.
does.
Well,
So,
I'll get there. I'll get
all
there.
right.
They can say it's about efficiency, right? But it's not. It's just they want like to cut costs as much as they can because that's what a business does, especially here, like in the States. And we people can be pissed off all they want, and I'm pissed off, but honestly, it's never going to change until people start changing it themselves. Like we're going to be pissed off for 1 week, 2 weeks max, if even. Like I feel like people are already starting to forget about this, right? And okay, we did our yelling and screaming and yelling at the clouds for two days, and now we're done. Like until we actually start not buying games produced by Activision or Blizzard, and that's hard because Blizzard creates amazing games. You got Diablo, WoW, StarCraft, Overwatch, all that, right? You're not going to stop playing those. And you're not going to stop spending money on Call of Duty. The next Call of Duty is going to come out and everyone's going to buy it. And so we can't just yell at and complain and then continue doing what we're doing. The only way to enact change is to actually do something about it. Whether or not you agree with or you're okay with this or not, you can't really argue with me that just yelling and then forgetting about it. Activision does not give two craps about your screaming and whining on Twitter, especially Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter's the main point where people like to cry, right? And so you have the CFO got a $15 million bonus, and the same thing happened when Sears, right, shut down and all their higher ups got bonuses. That's what happens. They all these people get their bonuses and then people are upset. But then in some cases you can't not spend money at them because the stores don't exist anymore. But with this, you can actively do something where you don't support Activision and Blizzard. But that's not going to happen, and so Activision doesn't care, and it's bull crap. And I'm upset, and not all those 800 jobs were strictly in the PR/esports area.
No, I think the majority were though, right?
Everywhere. Yeah, I'd imagine it was the majority, but there were layoffs everywhere. So it's just it sucks for them, and I'll let you go here, but I have something else.
Yeah.
So
no, I know. I was going to say I'm going to go back to you here. I just want to jump in for a minute. Okay. I agree with mostly everything that you said there. So first of all, though, when you're running a business, running more efficiently means cutting costs. It's running more lean. Getting more done
with less.
Or with less. Yeah. And that's what these people at these high levels, the executives, are charged with accomplishing. That's their job. And, I see the outcry out there about, this guy got this bonus and blah, blah, blah. And I hate to sound cold because I don't necessarily agree with what's all happening here, but that's the way the business world works at that level. When you're in that executive level, those people get bonuses because they cut costs and maximize profits. That guy got, one of the reasons he got that type of bonus is because of things like this. So my second thing is you were talking about tweeting at him. I agree 100%. So it's easy to be outraged when it's easy to be outraged. And what I mean by that is if all it costs you is 30 seconds of tweeting at somebody and yelling at Activision and you're going to show them, then it's easy. Everybody's pissed off, right? And they'll act like, they're morally offended, their sensibilities have been, whatever. But the moment it costs them something, the moment it means not playing the next Call of Duty or having to never ever play Overwatch again because you're not going to support decisions like this, now it's a different story. Because the reality is people can act pissed about this stuff, but gamers don't care. And I'm going to say that right now. They don't care. They act like they do, but they don't. And it's sad because these people invest a lot of time and energy into making these games. But, Steve and I said this to you earlier in the week. When they have BlizzCon or when E3 is going on and, Activision showing out the next Call of Duty or BlizzCon's going on and they're talking about Diablo, like when they take questions from fans, who the hell ever gets up to the microphone and asks about work-life conditions for their employees? Never. Their questions are about Call of Duty and Overwatch and Diablo. Yeah, that's what they care about. So to act like all of a sudden you're pissed and you're so outraged about this, you might be, but back it up by doing something that's actually going to make Activision listen to you. They don't care. You can tweet at them until you're prescribed arthritis medication. They don't care.
It's
until it hurts them. Go ahead.
The gamers as a whole. Okay, no, all right, that's unfair. A lot of gamers have this cognitive dissonance, right? Mm-hmm. Where they're like, they do like think that, for instance, we talked about workplace conditions. You mentioned it. We talked about it when we were talking about Red Dead Redemption and Rockstar, right? But then as soon as like a game gets delayed, you scream and yell and complain and moan and all the other, whatever words you want to use, like that's what people do. So do you guys actually care? Like, do we as a gaming community actually care that this happens? Because as soon as a game gets delayed, we get frustrated, right? And we're like,
I'm guilty of that.
This out right now. Yep. Like, even if it means like people staying up, and I bet you they're still doing it where they're working, 12, 15-hour days and sleeping in the office, and it still gets delayed. And like that's how the industry, it almost feels not sustainable, right? Because we have that issue, and then we have this issue of these companies wanting record profits every single like quarter, right? And the way they get it is by pushing loot boxes and microtransactions. Mm-hmm. And we hate that. So like gamers hate that. So there's going to be a breaking point. There has to be. This it's not going to. I almost wonder it feels like it's coming sooner rather than later, because these companies like Activision and EA especially, like these two are, to me, are like the two worst culprits in the gaming industry. And I know like EA gets a lot of hate for a lot of things, but I think in this case it's rightfully so. I think EA and Activision are going to be like they continuously want to see record profits while not actually not taking care of their employees and continuously pushing stuff that makes them boatloads of cash. Like this, Diablo Immortal, right? The mobile game. Do we think that game was come out because they're like, oh, people might want to play Diablo on their phone, or because they're like, we can get a lot of money from the microtransactions in a mobile game? Because I'm thinking it's the latter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you 100%. And I want to call it real quick. Like somebody in Twitch chat said, like, that level of like executives shouldn't be necessary in the gaming industry, but it is, because this isn't like a hobby. This is big money, big business, just like any major retail company or really any publicly traded company is. And that's the thing. When you're a publicly traded company, you care about one thing and one thing only. And Steven, you and I were talking earlier in the week, and I'll just share kind of what I said there. If you work for these monstrous companies that, especially publicly traded, and they say something like, oh, our people are the most important thing, they are full of crap 100% of the time. The most important thing to them is their shareholders, and that's it. So on February 11th, what was that, Monday, right? And the Activision stock dropped to $40 from a previous high in the last month. Looks like 48.5 or so. But it rebounded by the close of business yesterday to pretty much right back where it was. So that's what they care about. They care about stock price, they care about their shareholders, and they care about making them happy. And if that means laying off people, that's what it means. And that doesn't make it right, doesn't make it okay. It just makes it reality. And unless gamers show that they're willing to not support it financially, it's not going to change.
So I have two last things on this.
Yeah, go ahead.
One is there was a article today, I think, and it was talking about how it threw a lot of shade. It said Ubisoft had like really good profits, like record profits this quarter, but they didn't feel the need to lay off 800 people. And on that note, like, is Ubisoft like one of the best companies in games to work for? Because I kind of saw that hinted at in the Twitter sphere from game devs themselves, that, and it does kind of seem that way because they delay games constantly, right? And I know this has been a sore point for you, especially Tyler, because we talked about this before, but I mean, when you don't know, it's kind of easy to complain, right? When, like, especially the South Park game, right, got delayed, what,
Right.
2 years?
A long time. Both of them did, yeah.
But is that because they don't want to work their developers for 18-hour days for 6 straight months?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Maybe Ubisoft's like the real like good guy in the industry here, and they don't. I'm just purely like guessing, but it does seem that way, especially based on things I've seen. And last thing, this may be the little curmudgeon in me, my the little cynic, little angry Steve coming out. But I love Square Enix, right? And they tweeted, that they were looking to hire like amazing like developers, and they did that, to get good PR. But to me, it reads as like you're doing it just for the PR, and I'd like to see like proof that you actually hired like people, right? It's same when Lionhead Studios closed down and Sony did it, right? With Sony, I think it was Santa Monica. They tweeted out that they were like going to hold a job fair for all those people. Like,
oh yeah, yep.
You can say that, and and then people are like, they defend them because they're fanboys a lot of the times, and we'll talk about that here in a bit. But
in a while, yeah.
Like, I don't know, am I being negative here? But I just feel like it's kind of taking advantage of the PR fact without actually having to do anything, because no one's going to hold you accountable for like being like, hey, we tweeted this, but did you actually do anything about it? Like,
I would argue that 95% of what's said on Twitter is PR. And that's even by individuals. Because I've told you this, that I think a lot of what people say on Twitter is to make themselves look good and feel better about themselves. So when they act all outraged over stuff like this, it's to say, see, I'm on the right side of this. Because it doesn't do anything. It doesn't accomplish anything. Show that you really care and don't buy Call of Duty for 3 years.
Well, I was talking strictly about Square Enix's.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I think, but I'm agreeing with you in saying that I think a lot of times when people post things, it's just for PR purposes.
Yeah.
It's to say, look at us, we're doing great things. Nobody ever, like Microsoft's not retweeting IGN's review of Crackdown 3 today.
No.
So it's when people do that stuff, they're in like PR mode. Even individuals are all the time. So yeah, I agree with you 100%. And it's sad that we have to like look at it as a cynic and say, did you really hire people, or are you just trying to kind of look good right now? I mean, I believe that they actually did. I don't know why you'd go through all that to just, and what they need to hire somebody to put together an E3 presentation for them. Because last year's was not so good. Graham, you've been on the sidelines here for a few minutes. Anything that you want to kind of add on anything that we've said?
No, not really. I agree with what you guys saying mostly. It's just unfortunate, but like you guys said, it just comes down to the money. That is the big thing. That's what drives the machine and stuff like that. So, like you said, a few of us saying stuff like that, it's really not going to change it. It just gives us some little stress relief, something to vent towards. But it'd be nice if something like this could stop, but it's not. Like, it's in a perfect world, yes, but we don't live in a perfect world, unfortunately.
No, we don't. Well, perfect for some people, like the executive. That,
that is true.
The nice bonus, but yeah, and again, like I don't want to sound totally anti-Activision here, like jobs aren't charities, right? It's jobs get eliminated and things happen, and that's part of any industry, but especially the gaming industry, it seems, from what we see. And it just really sucks when it happens like this, and it sucks when it happens for reasons like this. So, all right. I feel like if we keep going, we're going to go in circles now.
Yeah.
So, let's move on to happier news, at least for God of War. The DICE Awards were this week, and God of War won 9 awards, including Game of the Year. Red Dead Redemption 2, our Game of the Year, our community's Game of the Year, won 1 award for outstanding technical achievement. Other winners, Mario Tennis Aces. I'm assuming the sports category.
Yes.
Can't disagree with that enough. Celeste, Spider-Man, Unravel 2, Fortnite, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Forza Horizon 4. So, Steven, you said you were going to get back into God of War, and I'm assuming this is why.
Yeah.
We're reminded of how awesome it is again, right? So, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I loved what I played of it. I just never finished it. And because I was back in the time when I didn't finish games. But I've been really good since October of last year. I finished almost everything I've started. So, yay me. But yeah, I mean, I might go back and I want to actually get to the ending so I can, actually judge, I guess, correctly whether or not Red Dead Redemption 2 is still my game of the year from last year. But I did love Red Dead Redemption 2 for everything. So I don't know. But I'm excited to go back to God of War. 9 awards is really impressive. I think Corey Balrog, that's the voice of Kratos, right? I loved what he did during the Game Awards, and I think he won Best Actor in a Game again at the DICE Awards. So that was pretty awesome because I don't know, that dude has a dope voice. I don't know how to describe it, but I love the dude's voice. He seems really nice and funny based on the things I've seen. I don't know. I just like the guy. So yeah, I'm excited to go back in and spend more time with God of War. The world is beautiful, and yeah.
This will tie in, guys, to what we're going to talk about in a couple stories from now. Shawn, Layden, some of the things he had to say this week, and I think you see the success of God of War and some of the other exclusives like Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn a couple years ago, things like that. It backs up one of the things he said, which we'll get to. But Graham, your thoughts on the award winners?
Well, first of all, I was surprised to see 9 awards for God of War, but it seems like people really love the music in it, the soundtrack, the acting, the story. So good for them. I thought Red Dead Redemption 2 would have won more than one. It was good to see Unravel 2 winning. I think that won Best Family Game. I was surprised to not see what was the other family game? Undercooked. Undercooked 2. It wasn't even nominated, which I was surprised to see. But other than that, Forza Horizon, that's pretty much a main staple to win an award. Spider-Man, you guys were talking about how great a game that was, which I haven't played. Fortnite, obviously, that's going to win for multiplayer because that game is still going massive. Might change next year with Apex coming onto the scene. Be interested in see that. But yeah, after seeing all those awards of God of War, I finished that game. I didn't finish Red Dead Redemption 2, so I feel like out of the two, maybe I made the best choice with it getting 9 awards. It's always nice to see Celeste get awards as well. So not really any big surprises other than, like I said, God of War pretty much running the table on Red Dead Redemption 2.
So quick correction before I get just absolutely annihilated in the comments and emails and stuff. Corey Balrog, I think is
that's Lord of the Rings.
Corey Barlog's the writer for God of War. Christopher Judge voiced Kratos. I can't believe I messed that up. I apologize to Christopher Judge. You're the amazing voice actor. So at least I corrected my mistake. I admit I was wrong.
And it wasn't the Balrog either, right? That was the
that's from Lord of the Rings
monster.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I said. I said it's Corey Barlog.
Right.
The writer.
I know. I'm just.
And then the Balrog is from Lord of the Rings, and then Christopher Judge is voice actor. Now that we have that all clear.
Yes. Now that we know what we're talking about again. All right. Let's continue. So yeah, I mean, I was happy to see Unravel 2 get some recognition as well. Good game, and one of the true surprises of E3 last year when they just said, "Hey, play right now." So that good to see that. But God of War, I mean, no doubt about it, fantastic game, and I want to talk about it again in a little bit here when we get to Sony. But before we do that, guys, I'm going to introduce this, and I'm going to turn over to you two. But Nintendo had a Direct this week, and they announced a bunch of stuff. So, Graham, I'm gonna send it to you here, and you and Steven, just take a few minutes and talk about that and kind of what you're excited for. You guys get more excited for the Nintendo stuff than I do, so I want to turn over to you guys and let you guys kind of have at it. Go ahead.
All right. Well, someone needs to be excited for it, and if it's not you, Tyler, it's definitely me and Steven. One of the games that stood out for me was, I don't know if this was one they opened up with, but one of the standout ones was Super Mario Maker 2. Originally, that game released on the Wii U. I picked it up day one on the Wii U. I think I actually had to resuscitate my Wii U because I don't remember last time it was used. Probably when I got the thing when it first came out. So yeah, that was the popularity showed because the Wii U became a little more popular at that point. So like I said, I got that one day one. Then it came out for the 3DS, but there's limitations for online between two, which was kind of strange and odd. But I'm definitely looking forward for Super Mario Maker 2. The fact that it's going to be on the Nintendo Switch, which is, I think, the perfect console for it. If you're like just traveling or maybe even like back and forth to work, if you just have a little bit of time to kill, like you can spend a lot of time building some of these levels, especially if you get the more real intricate ones, which are out there. Like it's crazy. Like it's a sandbox to build your own like Super Mario game, like the old school style. So I'm really excited to see it. I'm sure it's going to be even more popular than it was on the Wii U, just for the lack of Wii U consoles compared to Switch consoles. So I think this is going to be a huge hit for Nintendo, and I'm excited to play other people's levels and design my own levels. How about you, Steven? You play this game much? You design any levels on the first one, or did you even own the first one?
I didn't own the first one because I don't have a Wii U. But I'm not gonna lie, I still want a Wii U. There's a few games on the Wii U that I still would like to get my hands on. I was hoping, for backwards compatibility on the Switch, but Purple Rainbow Unicorn's never coming.
Yes, just let it go.
Anyways, yeah, Super Mario Maker. I actually thought they might do the remastered one. So it's interesting to see that there's a sequel. I will be picking it up, I think, more than likely. Maybe not right away, but eventually. Because the levels look awesome, like from fan-made levels. And my favorite thing is I did watch a lot of Super Mario Maker on Twitch. And a lot of the fun ones were the super hard ones where like if you make one wrong move, you're dead and you have to start over. And I don't know what they were called, like just the insanely difficult ones. Even they were speedrun at a couple of games done quick, if I remember correctly. They were either in the actual schedule or they were as a like stretch goal for prizes. But yeah, they're fun to watch. I like watching people do like crazy hard looking levels. So I am interested in see what kind of dope things that people will be making. Another thing that came out of this Nintendo Direct though was they finally got a release date for Fire Emblem Three Houses. And I'm a little sad that the game got delayed because it was originally scheduled for the spring at some point, but it's now coming out July 26th. But at the same time, like it's kind of cool because it comes out midsummer and there's no other games that come out in the summer, so I have nothing to like fight my time with Fire Emblem. And based on the little bit I watched in the Direct, I watched the whole thing. So the bit that was in the Direct looked really awesome. It seems a little more RPG-ier than previous Fire Emblem games, and a little more like cutscene stuff because most of the 3DS games were like they had some cutscenes, but it was a lot of like text boxes. So I'm excited. I can't wait to play this. I love the strategy in Fire Emblem. There's no other game really like it. So that's unfortunate, but I'm excited for Fire Emblem. So I don't know if you're thinking about getting it, Graham, or you've ever played a Fire Emblem game.
I've never played a Fire Emblem game, but more and more I hear you rant and rave and talk about it. Makes me think about maybe I'd like this game. So there is a good chance that I might pick it up and try it. I don't know if it's going to come with a demo. Seems like a lot of the Nintendo Switch games have demos with them. So if there's a demo, I might try it and see if I like it.
Do you still play your 3DS?
I have it. I haven't played it in a long time.
Because I'm pretty sure Fire Emblem Awakening has a demo. And if it doesn't, I'm pretty sure that game's $20. So at least American. So what, 30 for you? If you're looking to get into it, that's an amazing game, Fire Emblem Awakening. But I'm pretty sure the demo's there, so you can test it out at least and see what the battle system is like, and that'll sell you because you'll either love it or not love it. But I love it, so yeah.
Yeah, well, if I got nothing to lose, then I just gotta find my 3DS and charge it up and be good to go. Back to the Nintendo Direct, though. Another one, they made some surprise announcements, actually. The biggest one, I think, of these three, which I'm going to talk about, I would say would be Hellblade Senua's Revenge, is it? Sacrifice. Sorry. Yeah, so I've wanted to play that game for a long time. I've heard nothing but great things for it. And this is a game that surprised that it's going to run on Nintendo Switch, but I was hearing great things that it runs really well. So this may be my opportunity actually to get into this game and play it. And the other two games they announced was Unravel 2, which we heard won an award. I loved the first one. Went through really fast. I downloaded the second one on the day it was released. Did not finish it, and I didn't go back to it. I think this is another great little game for the Nintendo Switch. I was hoping that they were going to do like a package deal of the first one and second one. So the fact that they're releasing the second one, if the first one don't come out at the same time, then I would say shortly after it, because why would you do it that way? But who knows? I could be wrong. It's happened before. And then third game they announced was Dead by Daylight. Now, this game is pretty popular for streaming wise. I don't know how well it's going to play on the Switch, and I don't know like how many people will be online for this game. This seems like a better game for like Xbox or PlayStation, but I could be wrong as well in that regard as well. But out of these three, Steven, anything appeal to you? And Tyler, either one of you?
No, I have all. Well, I don't know if I have access to Dead by Daylight on the Xbox, but I have the other two on the Xbox. And Hellblade seems weird because like they say you should play that game, and you should play that game with headphones in. And I guess you can do that in portable mode, but not on the TV, at least not easily. So I don't know if that's great. Unravel is a perfect game for the Switch, and Dead by Daylight, based on what I saw in the Direct, it looks really bad, like ugly. So there's no way. Yeah, I won't be playing that.
Yeah. I like games like Dead by Daylight, but I'm with you on that, and it's it's one of those games that I actually like watching people play more than playing myself. But and I've played Unravel 2 already, so I don't as much as I love the game and want to support it, I don't see myself buying it again on another platform to play it again. And
Yeah.
to be honest, I enjoyed the first one a little bit more. So
Yeah, I like the movement better in the second one, but the story
Yeah.
was better in the
the controls and all that stuff are better in the second one, in my opinion. The story though, the first one, without a single word being said, is so good and just so well done.
Yeah.
So, next to come out was they announced Dragon Quest Builders 2 finally got a Switch release date. I think it's been available in Japan for a while, and Dragon Quest 11 is coming to the Switch with a updated 8-bit mode where you can switch to like old school graphics, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, I have it on the PlayStation 4. I had a lot of fun with it. I haven't beaten it yet. Oops. But I'll go back and beat it eventually, maybe probably one of those days. But that's now. But the big thing to come out that was a surprise for everybody, I think, was Link's Awakening is getting remade, and it's coming to the Nintendo Switch by this year. I don't know if they have an actual like month or like season, but it's coming.
Yeah, they said
And-
2019.
What if this is a game that comes out like right at E3? Like it's one of their like, hey, it's available next week. During their treehouse or whatever they do for E3. Like the reason I brought this up, Graham, is because I'm gonna throw it to you because you love The Legend of Zelda. I guess you're the fanboy of the three of us.
That's okay. I've been
But-
called far worse than that.
Have you played The Legend of have you played Link's Awakening?
I might have just played the opening sequence. A while ago, I was getting these games for those consoles. I think this one was on Game Boy Color. I think, or maybe it was before Color. I'm not exactly sure, but they did do it on Virtual Console or Purple Rainbow Unicorn, if you guys want to call it, for the 3DS, and I did download it for that. Like I said, I might have just started playing a little bit just to see what it was all about. But no, I did not finish this game, and it is up there on the list of top Legend of Zelda games. So the big thing for me why I didn't play it was back in the day, I didn't even know it existed, and I didn't own the system that it came on. So with this coming out on the Nintendo Switch, there will be no excuse, and I will 100% be getting this on the Nintendo Switch, and I look forward to playing it on it. And the fact that they ported over a game that was on one of the Game Boy systems to the Nintendo Switch, well, that just opens up the world for other Legend of Zelda games or other Game Boy games. So maybe this is why they haven't done the Virtual Console. And I know you guys can still argue by they should still have it, which they should. But it's good to see them going other ways and bringing these games to us, like revamped and new graphics and then in 3D. So yeah, no, I am excited to play this game for sure.
I mean, it's not a port; it's a full remake because it was black and white, and now it's full color. But the one thing that stood out to me, like last on the topic, was there's a chain chomp in the game, and I was like, I thought that was like strictly Mario. I didn't realize that was also in Zelda. So that confirms that Mario and Zelda are in the same world, if not Mario and Link and Zelda too. Right?
Yeah,
all the characters.
Yeah.
But I guess, all the other crossover games like Smash Bros. And actually, I don't know if Link was in any of the others, but.
In what? Smash Brothers?
Smash Bros. But not like.
Other games, yeah.
Mario Kart or like the tennis games or the golf games. But
He is in Mario Kart, and I think he is in the tennis game.
He is in Mario Kart? He wasn't in the original. Definitely not Mario 64. I remember.
Yeah, I can't confirm 64.
It's been a minute since I played it. It's not really important. I just didn't realize that the chain chomp was in there. So
yeah,
it's just funny.
All right. Anything else on the direct, guys?
No, but this was a pretty good direct.
It was.
So
let me ask you, Tyler. Your Nintendo Switch probably has a lot of dust on it, or the box at least that it came in. Does any of these games appeal to you to get that system out and charged and play it?
Super Mario Maker 2 for sure.
Yeah,
so
right?
I'll definitely be picking that up and giving that a go. So
no, that'd be fun, especially like with the community too. Like we could all make games, and the nice thing about it is you have to be able to beat the level yourself, so you can't just make something ridiculously impossible and upload it. You actually have to beat it yourself. So it'd be interesting to see what other people make, and like I've made ones on the Wii U that got uploaded, so I'm hoping that I can upload those as well. But it'd be interesting to see what you come up with, Tyler, and try out some of your levels.
Yeah, for sure. All right, yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. I didn't get a chance to play the first one, wish I had, but I'm definitely gonna jump in here on the second. So, all right. Cool. Last up in news, PlayStation news. Shawn Layden spoke this week and discussed why Sony is skipping E3. And he talked about something else too, but I want to touch on the E3 thing first. And he was pretty straightforward, and he just said that, basically, to be honest, they don't have anything big to show. And he said he feels like the words he used were when they ring the bell and for their whole community to show up, there's sort of this expectation that they're going to have something big to say. And they just don't this year. That's kind of what we said before, right? When we talked about them not going. I still think they should have a presence there. I think E3 has become more of a celebration of gaming for just everybody because it's all streamed now. You can watch all of it, through whatever device you have between the conferences and the show floor stuff. So I feel like they should have a presence there. They're not going to. That's on them. It's a huge opportunity for Microsoft and Nintendo to an extent to really get the focus on them. But any additional thoughts based on what he said this week, guys, about not being there?
Steven?
No, it's just kind of what we've been speculating, and it doesn't come as a surprise.
Yeah, I still think it's a misstep. Like, the fans, like, what if people were planning on to go to this E3 the first time and they're making a long trip, or they were, and like Sony is their main system or maybe their only system, and they were looking forward to go there, and it's like, okay, we're not going to have this. Like, even if you're rehashing stuff from last year, like, I'm sure those games are a little further into development, so they could show something. So I think they're missing out on an opportunity, and I really hope that Microsoft and Nintendo takes full advantage of it and just like uses up that extra time and show us their future plans. Like, I don't know. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I'm still really interested to see what Microsoft does as far as that Monday night conference slot, if they jump into that. I think they should. But anyway, the story's about PlayStation, so let's stick with that. He also predicted what he calls a post-console world. And, I was thinking about this in a few different ways, but then I read the sort of comparison that he made, and it actually made me think about it a little differently. So what he said is, if you think about, you buy a movie, DVD or Blu-ray. So you buy a Blu-ray. You have a Blu-ray player. It doesn't matter who makes it. You can put it in any Blu-ray player and watch the movie. Unless it's a 4K Blu-ray, in which case you can't use your PlayStation. But...
Ooh, shade.
But anyway, but you can use it anywhere. And the same is true for music back in the day when people actually paid for it. So... but with games, it's never been that way. And I'm wondering, guys, it kind of made me ask myself. Because my first reaction is, no, that's never going to happen. We're never just going to have, no console exclusives and all that stuff. I still don't think we're going to. But my question to you guys is, do we think that way just because it's what we know? Versus these other things? Because all of a sudden, do you remember the HD DVD and Blu-ray war?
Yes.
And how stupid that was.
The war, I chose the wrong side. Yes.
Yeah, I luckily chose the right side. But it was the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, you can only watch certain movies on certain types of players, and they're not available on both types. So you're kind of screwed. You got to pick which, one has the most stuff that you like. But do you guys think that we're just used to it this way, so we just think it won't change? Or do you think that it's a good model to have different companies making different consoles with exclusives?
Well, I don't know if it's a good model, but in a business perspective, like some of these games are console sellers themselves. Like, for example, I got the PlayStation 4 Pro God of War edition just because I wanted God of War and I wanted to play it in the best format possible. So say if I could have got God of War on my Xbox, then I'd be like, well, I don't need to buy a PlayStation. So for that reason, I don't think you will ever see them, every game available on all systems, because certain games, certain franchises, and then how do you weigh it, right? Like, Nintendo has been in the game, no pun intended, for a long time. So now you're going to put your like Mario and your Zeldas and your Kirby's and Star Fox, whatever, like up for grabs for any console. So I think for that reason, we're not going to see it, because these company names are synonymous with these games and these franchises. So I think that's just wishful thinking, but go ahead, and maybe I'm wrong, which would be great, but I don't think I'm wrong on this one.
Yeah, Steven?
So, I mean, what you just said, Graham, was that it's what you know, so that's why it's going to stay. Like, I brought this question up the other day, right? That same idea of would we ever see a world where PlayStation games you can play on the Xbox and Nintendo on the PlayStation, all that, right? And like, it's possible. I mean, look at computers, right? You can buy an HP computer, you can buy a Dell computer, but you can download Steam on both, and you can play all the games on both. So it could be a case that happens. where, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo, and I think if that was the case, Nintendo might get out of the console world, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
And so they make like the box, right? But you could still get whatever game from both on it. The only thing I'd worry about then would be like if PlayStation releases a game or Xbox releases a game, and then they're like, well, the game runs better on a Microsoft console than on, and like they actually like manipulate the in-game settings so it does run better.
Yeah. And they might very well do that because they're building it for that specific box first, right? And I that wouldn't surprise me at all.
But again, I almost do see a world where, like Shawn Layden's right, where it's more like a PC that you connect to your TV, and so that you buy the games on the store. Now there might be a PlayStation store and an Xbox store, just like there's the Epic Game Store and the Steam Store, right? And like that's very, very recent. Where I guess EA would be the best comparison because EA's store has been out forever. But you have the EA store and then you have Steam, right? And you can buy games on whatever platform, and that's how you launch the game. But you still play on the PC at the end of the day. I almost think there is a chance that could happen because you can already buy most Microsoft games on the PC, right? So if PlayStation ever decided to get into that market where they upload their games on PC and you could buy them through the PlayStation Store and play them, and I think you could play PlayStation Now games on PC. So there's already the precedence there, right? And as soon as that becomes a thing that people can do, I could see the consoles going away.
Yeah, a couple points I want to make on this, and then I'll go back to you guys, see if you want to respond. But, so, Piracy in our community and Twitch chat kind of stole one of the points I wanted to make, but thank you. He said competition breeds creativity and innovation and things like that, and I agree 100%, and I think that the more that competition's there, the better it is. I would argue that this generation, I said it on the show before, like the biggest reason that Xbox has innovated so much and improved their box so much from, November 2013 to today is because they're getting, crushed by Sony in console sales.
Yeah.
If that didn't matter, then we'd see a lot more complacency, things like that. Now, on the flip side, the investment that Sony's made into the games they make, the type of games they make, the scope of the games they make, the detail in them, the story in them, all those things has been nothing short of phenomenal this generation. And they deserve a ton of credit for that. And I'm hoping that, with the acquisitions of these new studios, that we see Xbox respond to that as well. Because, man, Xbox exclusives just, I'm sorry, but the last couple of years, I think Gears 4 was the last one that really stands out as truly worthy of being called a AAA game. But, and I might be missing one there, correct me if I'm wrong. But, so there's that. But I think, Steven, you could be onto something there. And the other point I want to make is this. Here's an easy way to solve it. And I think this is how it would actually happen. So, right now, you can play Minecraft. Sorry, forgot it for a second. Minecraft on Sony, on the PlayStation, even though it's now owned and developed by Microsoft. Microsoft loves nothing more than to see that they just changed the name to Xbox Studios. They love nothing more than seeing Xbox Studios flash up on a PlayStation screen at the beginning of the game. But you could have games made by different companies which were normally exclusives come out on everything, but I could see them being timed exclusives. So you see the commercial for, God of War, whatever, the next one on PlayStation, and then you see play it first on PlayStation 5. And I see that being a way they could do it. So maybe 6 months, maybe a year, and then release it on the other two. Still gives you a bit of an advantage to sell your hardware, and more importantly for them, profit-wise, the accessories and things like that. Because people want to get it right away, but you're also going to give everybody a chance to play it at a certain point. So, thoughts on that, guys?
Well, I think if it did get to the point where they'd be shared across all consoles, then yeah, I would say timed exclusives kind of makes sense. But then you're kind of making it exclusive, right? But it does make sense timed. Like if you have these franchises and are tied with your system, then you would like to have the upper hand, I would say. So this is a way to not have total control over it, but you would have an upper hand. So it's possible.
Yeah, I could see that way too. I still think, yeah, I mean, I don't want to like be like my way's better, but I don't know. Your way is possible, but I think mine's more likely, just because having your own store makes more sense than having like a timed exclusive, even if it was from like PlayStation. I don't know. I just
yeah.
And then the UI would be the thing, and again, it could be a sense of like, now we're getting into groundbreaking territory. Well, I guess it'd kind of be like Apple versus Windows. You can download Steam on a lot of MacBooks now, right? And not all games are available, but a lot of them are. And so now you have the different UIs, right? You have Apple versus Windows, but you can still get the same games. Maybe some situation like that's plausible. And I hope it does happen. I'd love nothing more than to play God of War on my Xbox, or, I would name an Xbox game to play on my PlayStation, but
I'd love to have a media center that doesn't have like a million consoles on it.
Yeah. But it's a nice collection.
Sure it is. It's a lot of money.
Yes.
Especially when you have to buy multiple PS4 Pros.
Yes, for sure.
So, anyway. But yeah, I mean, I see it being a hard transition because I think, this industry is very proprietary and people, they invest a lot of money into developing these exclusive games. And you're going to look at it and say, back to my argument about games, like Sony, without, I think, much debate, has made the better exclusive games this generation. They're bigger games. They're better. The story's better. In a lot of cases, the graphics are. Not all, but a lot. And the awards back that up. I mean, you've seen Sony games get nominated for Game of the Year on a regular basis, and Xbox's exclusives haven't. And that's just fact.
Yeah, no, I'd say you're right thus far, yep.
So, what is the incentive for Sony to say, yeah, we'll open it up to everything when the exclusives we put out are by far the better ones, and we have the much stronger and more compelling argument to buy our system when you can only play those games on ours.
Yeah. So I would say there's more reason for them to stay exclusive.
I think Xbox would love it if this happened right now.
Yeah.
You can play God of War and Spider-Man on the Xbox One. Sure, we're all for it.
Yeah.
That's I don't foresee this happening for 5 years minimum if everything goes well. And might mean bad for one of the two of them.
Mm-hmm. Not next gen, the one after.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
I think 10's pretty likely. Like it's plausible.
Yeah. And it would take, continued peace talks really between the three companies. It seems like Nintendo and Microsoft have a really good working relationship right now. They're at least very friendly with each other. Sony's still a little, in their own realm, so to speak. So we'll have to see that, change over the course of the next few years before anything like this could happen. But yeah, I don't think he's speculating about anything that's going to take place next year.
Do you think,
or anything like that? Go ahead.
Do you think Nintendo and Sony have the competition or whatever, or just don't seem to be as friendly because of the market in Japan? Because
that's a good point. I can see that.
I don't know how popular. I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but I wonder how popular Nintendo is in Europe, where I know Microsoft's immensely popular, and I don't know how big PlayStation is in Europe.
They're pretty big. Microsoft Xbox is big, especially in the UK and Germany, if I remember right.
Yeah.
But I know Sony has a good presence there as well. And Sony, obviously dominates Japan when it comes to, that Sony versus Xbox. And then, North America they have as well this time around. So I just don't see a whole lot of incentive for them right now to do it. And, we talked about this off air when we were talking about the Activision thing, but companies don't tend to think long term about stuff like this. They think about the here and now or a year from now.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see if they have the vision to think beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I did want to add on, just when we talk about this, I think it's a good time to kind of bring this in. So, fanboys play a role in a lot of this too, and because it creates this atmosphere where it's like, if you don't have the console I have, then you're stupid.
No, you're stupid.
You wasted your money on that stupid piece of plastic that sucks, because it's not possible for more than one console to be good or fun. It's only the one that I bought is good and fun, and all the rest of you are morons. And would everybody playing nice together in terms of companies eliminate fanboyism?
No.
No,
They'll find a new way.
They will.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep, it'll be about controllers or, which game looks. You'll see the side-to-side shots a lot more, of like, you see that this leaf right here on this tree looks so much better on, the Xbox One or whatever it's called next, Scarlet, than it does on the PS5. Ponies.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like, do you guys... I know it's not going to go away, but let's talk about fanboyism for a second, because, we had people bring it up in our Discord as well. And, our show stands for, kind of positive gaming. We don't get into the negatives a lot. We tend to focus on what's good about it. We have a really good community, too, so please join if you haven't yet. It's one of the rare gaming communities where, you don't get torn apart for saying something that, somebody else might not agree with. It's, everybody's really respectful and, everybody just has a good time. So, join our community. But I think we're rare in that case. I think we're kind of the exception. Just go to any comment section on any article on any site if you want proof of that statement. But outside of just being annoying, what do you think the negative effects of fanboyism are, and do you see any positives to it?
Positives? No. Like, okay, if I had to pick a positive, it brings out how passionate people are towards their investment or the console they choose. And like, some people stick with this console because it's been their console, the first console that their parents bought them or something like that. So they keep going with each additional iteration. And like for Xbox, where they have the gamer score and stuff like that, like some people really are attached to that gamer score. So they don't want to like switch to PlayStation and get trophies. Like for me, it comes down to if the same game is available on the Xbox or the PlayStation, I'm going Xbox all the way. And I know some people are probably like, no, that's dumb console. Like, go with the PlayStation. That's the better one. But for a lot of reasons, and maybe because I'm biased now because I played on Xbox long before I played on PlayStation, basically my PlayStation is my God of War machine, essentially. It's the reason why I got a PlayStation 3 and all that stuff. So, but like, I'm attached to Xbox, and for some reason, or not some reason, but for my reasons, I think they have like better online and some better stuff. I'm not going to get into it deeply, but then people are like, no, ours is better and stuff like that. But I could see how Sony have copied Microsoft in ways, and Microsoft has copied Sony. So they are kind of like melding together and like taking ideas from others and overall making consoles that are more similar to each other. So I think it's just like another good example is iPhone to Android. Like people think iPhone is the worst and the Android is the better one. And for some reason, for some ways, Android is better and Apple isn't, and vice versa. But this argument will always be there. Like people always feel the need to compare and stuff like that.
It's tribalism, is what it is.
It is, and tribalism is everywhere now. But Graham, what you're saying isn't even really fanboyism, because you're saying I have both. That makes you not a fanboy to begin with.
Yeah.
But you're saying I prefer the Xbox for reason A, B, C, D, and that's why it's better for me. You know, like you prefer Xbox Live to PS Plus. You prefer the controller on the Xbox to the one on the PlayStation. I know that for sure.
Yes.
And, you know, that's okay. Those are reasons. I feel like, Steven, I'm going to send this to you on this, that fanboys wouldn't say I prefer it for me. It's they'll see something, even if they know it's like not good for them, and they'll in their head immediately say, how can we turn this so that it looks like we win? And that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, no matter what, you'll see at E3, like, people just come out, and it's like, it's almost like an election. Like, people are just fighting for their side. They had the best. They were the best. They won. So Steven, same to you, like, you know, what are the positives of it, and what are the negatives?
I'm like trying to figure out a positive, and the only one I could come up with was like maybe when it's sometimes nice for companies to see someone on their side, I guess, like when like Xbox early gen, this gen, like just kept sucking. And so you know, you have like the fanboys, I guess, that kind of provide support. But I honestly don't even know if fanboys do provide support. I feel like fanboys just attack the other guy. They don't really ever say anything nice about their own side. It's just attack. Well, when they say something nice, it's always followed up or prefaced by attacking. Like, Sony sucks, Xbox is better, or Xbox is garbage, y'all a bunch of Xbots, or Sony ponies. It's all just name calling and bull crap.
The fanboys do the classic. You're just saying that because you're a blank. You're a pony, you're an Xbot, you're whatever, right?
You're an idiot. Like, they'll name call. Like, there's nothing good about, like, fanboyism. Like, I can honestly say this generation that, well, like, PlayStation beat the crap out of Xbox, dug the 6-foot grave, and buried them with the games.
Well, Microsoft did it themselves.
Well, Microsoft
they dug it.
Microsoft did the digging, and then Sony was just like, this is... I can't say Sparta because God of War was set in Nordic mythology, but, you know, you get the point, right? Like, I was trying to, you know, have a funny joke there. But, like, but there'll be people that defend, like, Crackdown 3. Like, it might be fun, right?
Well, and we did, and I, you know, I just, you know, we had comments this last week, and, you know, not to call anybody out, but, you know, we had, so we're not going to mention the name or anything, we had comments where we were accused of being, like, Sony fanboys. That's the first time in 146 episodes that's ever happened, by the way.
Yes.
Like, our dang Twitch thing is all green. And then Xbox on podcast. Like,
we're the official podcast of an Xbox website. We make a point to talk about all three because we love all three.
Yeah.
But, I wrote a response and they said, just because we're fans of all three doesn't mean we're cheerleaders for them. We're going to call it out. Like, I'm, probably, like, I used to be an Xbox fanboy, back in the day, like, before the one came out, and, like, today, I'm not anymore. Like, I think I try to be fair. I'm hard on Xbox with some things. I've said repeatedly, even, this episode, their games have not been good. And to get a 5.0, or what's Metacritic for Crackdown right now?
I think like a in the 60s, maybe.
Yeah, in the 60s. Like, that is a low watermark for Microsoft exclusives this generation.
Yes, it is.
That's not just bad. That is unacceptable. And if you're an Xbox fan and you try to defend that, like, you can enjoy Crackdown 3 and you can have fun with it, and that's awesome. And I hope you do. I hope I do. I'm going to play it tomorrow. But when you see people looking at that from the outside, what in the hell's the incentive to buy an Xbox One when the games are all getting like 60s or 70s? You go on PlayStation and get games that are being nominated for Game of the Year or winning it in landslides.
Yeah.
So, you got to call it like it is. Same thing with Sony. Like, they make awesome games. I love their games. Like, across the board, pretty much. I had so much fun with Spider-Man. God of War is awesome. MLB The Show is my favorite sports game every year. Even though I generally play more Madden, but MLB's the better game. But I will call them out on some other things they've done. They don't, have gamers' interests at heart like they say they do when we talk about things like crossplay. We talk about things like backwards compatibility. Even something as simple as having EA access on your console. Are you kidding? So you've got to, be fair. But the funny thing is, when we were called Sony fanboys, the argument was, you don't realize we were called stupid because we didn't realize that anybody saying anything bad about Crackdown 3 is just a pony trying to take part in guerrilla warfare against the console. That's like the most fanboy thing ever to say. I'm sorry, but it is.
No, he caught me. That was what I came on the show to do. I came here just to sneak attack my shots.
You did, and you were a good double agent because you said all your nice things about Xbox for over a year.
I know, and now it's time.
Now the truth is out.
This has all been building up to the pivotal moment that Crackdown 3 comes out.
Yeah, that's where I chose my big
come
reveal. The mask comes off. I can't. Like Crackdown, every review says it's fun. And then, but it doesn't do anything to change the game, and it's not very good, but it's fun. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's great. It can be fun, and and the fact that it's on Game Pass is awesome because it means I don't have to buy it to play it. Because, if I paid $60, I'd be furious, right? And I never would have paid $60 in the first place. Let me preface that. I'm not an idiot. I can read reviews. And, I know I've seen people in our community that are like, I don't let reviews make me judge the game before I play it. And that's fine. You're allowed to do that. But again, I'm going to let reviews tell me if I should spend $60 on a game.
Yes.
Because $60 is it's simultaneously a lot of money and not a lot of money at the same time. It's weird kind of how that works, right? But with video games, $60 is a decent amount. I'd rather not pay $60 for something I'm not going to enjoy or only enjoy for 5 minutes. I can't. I don't know why people are so fanboys.
I know. Here's the thing. So there is some good to it. Excuse me. It does show the excitement gamers have around video games, around their console, and all that stuff. Okay, that's fun and that's good. And sometimes it is just pure comedic gold, right? To watch some of the fanboy slap fights unfold. Yes. That's fun sometimes. But here's the bad thing, in my opinion. It's a super small percentage of people that actually play video games, right? It's the quintessential super vocal minority, right?
It makes us look bad from the outside.
But those people are loud enough that they trick people into thinking that's what everyone thinks.
Yep.
And that's the thing, people actually use as evidence now the amount of likes and dislikes on YouTube for things. That represents such a sliver of the gaming community to begin with. Most gamers don't listen to podcasts like this. They don't watch E3. They don't even know what's going on when that second week in June rolls around. They have no idea E3's even going on. And they'll be in the store one day, or they'll be a huge fan of Madden, for example, and they'll be in the store one day in August and be like, "Oh, there's a new Madden. I'm going to buy that." That's how they find out.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, there's some merit to that. I used to be kind of like that. I'd get Game Informer because I had a GameStop membership because, I don't know, I was a GameStop fanboy. I liked GameStop, to be honest with you. back in the day. And so I'd get the Game Informer, right? And I'd like flip through it and be like, oh, this looks kind of cool. This looks kind of cool. And then like I'd be like going to GameStop because I looked for a new game, and I'd see something and be like, oh, this is out, or this is coming out in like 2 weeks, and that'd be fun. Like, it was fun not knowing like exactly when games were coming out all the time. I mean, now it feels like a job at some point, like just following constantly. And
well, we have to,
You can never
follow it.
Well, go ahead.
Well, we get to be excited 1 week a year.
Yeah.
And really for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Right? At E3. Like, we had some moments, and, you know, Steven, you had a moment where you were like literally screaming.
Elsa! Yeah.
Yeah.
And I finally got to play it. I'll follow up real quick. That was my least favorite world of Kingdom Hearts 3 was the Elsa world.
Mine too.
Unfortunately. Tyler can also agree with that, I think.
Between the music video and everything, like, no, I'm good. But yeah, I mean, and I had moments like that, like last year, where, you know, we saw Halo Infinite for the first time. That was awesome for me. And the surprise of Unravel 2, that was really cool. Stuff like that is really, really fun. You know, for us, unfortunately, you're right. We don't get to have those like surprise moments so much anymore. Like, for example, I worked with somebody last year who talked all the time about how he's such a giant Battlefield fan, right? And and then I said to him, "Hey, are you looking forward to Battlefield 5?" And he's like, "There's a new Battlefield game this year." It kind of like took me by surprise, but it made me remember, like, most gamers aren't anything near what the fanboys are. Nothing like that. So I think what we have to do is just remember, like, those people don't represent gamers as a whole, on no matter which console you're talking about, for fanboys. So yeah, but if you look at it that way, then it is just pure comedy. But the problem is too that a lot of these like news outlets, especially like YouTube channels, cater to that sliver of the population because that's who gives them their traffic.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's part of the problem too. But all right, anything else on fanboys in general? And I have a feeling we'll hear more from fanboys this week. So it'll be fun. All right. Let's wrap up news, guys, and go into releases. And there's not a whole lot going on. We'll start with Xbox. 2 whole games come out next week. You can get Unexplored Unlocked Edition on the 22nd, and finally, a game we've been looking forward to for quite a while, Anthem, is available on the 22nd on Friday as well. So I'm really hoping that game is a lot of fun. Games with Gold. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon through the 28th. Super Bomberman R through March 15th. And a game I'm going to be downloading, Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy through the 28th of February through backwards compatibility. Steven, PlayStation, what can we get?
All right, PlayStation, you can get Steins Gate Elite and Death End RE Quest on the 19th, and then Dirt Rally 2.0 on the 22nd. And as a reminder, it's the last month that PS Plus is going to offer Vita and PS3 games. But you can get For Honor, Hitman Season 1, and Metal Gear Solid 4, but that's exclusive to PlayStation 3. Graham, what about Nintendo?
Yes, for the Nintendo release of things, on the 19th, you can get Blaze Rush. Then on February 21st, you can get Cube 2. And then on February 22nd, you can get Quest for the Golden Duck. That is your releases.
All right. Sounds good. Graham, what is Quest for the Golden Duck?
Quest for the Golden Duck. I got to kind of refresh my memory now. I'm
assuming that you're looking for a duck.
Yes. So it's basically, well, no, you're not looking for a duck, actually. It kind of throws you off. It's pretty much like Pac-Man.
Okay.
But you can play with like multiplayer, couch co-op, and stuff like that. So it seems like it's a lot of fun. So if you guys are looking to have a party and a game to play, you can even make a drinking game out of it if you're of age. Not saying you have to drink.
Yeah. By the way, Twitch, I don't see you talking about the drinking game this week again. So
yeah, I mentioned it twice. So you're not very buzzed, but
no,
you had a couple drinks.
But all right, let's go into questions. Steve, turn it over to you. What do we have from our community?
All right, our first
Bam.
question. This was funny. We had the exact same worded question from two different people. Captain Chronic and Mr. Jonas Blaine said, if a friend hadn't played a video game in over 10 years, what 5 games would you recommend and why?
5. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure I can come up with 5 right off the top of my head here, but I would say Halo 2, not even Halo 1. I think Halo 1 is great as much as I love and respect it. It doesn't age as well as the others. I would throw in Spider-Man from last year. I think that game is super fun.
Yes.
And very accessible for somebody new to gaming. Actually, we're saying last 10 years, aren't we? So Halo 2 wouldn't even count. Let's definitely Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2. I would throw in a platform type game, something like that. I don't know if Ori would be the type. It's a little tough at points. Maybe just something like Unravel.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Well, we can have overlap. It's okay.
That's good.
And yeah. I love Sunset Overdrive, so I might recommend that as well. And I'm trying to think of a 5th one here. GTA 5.
All right. I'll say mine.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna go with some quick ones. I would say The Witcher 3. That way, someone can see what kind of story and open world greatness that can be offered. I'm gonna say Unraveled. It's like a platform and stuff like that. That's a great game. I'm gonna go with Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild because that is probably one of the greatest games I've played of all time thus far.
Okay.
I'll go with God of War because it won all these awards and it does like live up to all these awards. I played it. I totally enjoyed it. And for I'll go with Mario Maker, Super Mario Maker. It gives you a chance to be creative and see what you can design. So I think that's a good variety of games to see what you like. And there's no JRPG there, but maybe Steven will throw one up for offer. So that's my 5.
So I apologize to Mr. Jonas Blaine, and I got called out in Twitch chat. They were not the exact same question because there was one word changed. And Captain Chronic asked if a friend hadn't played, and Mr. Jonas Blaine asked if an enemy hadn't played. And skim reading, like it was very easy to see that it looked like the same question. And so apologize to the both of you, but we're only answering Captain Chronic's. If you want 5 games that an enemy to play, just pick the 5 lowest rated Metacritic games in the last 10 years and give them that.
Yeah.
But for friend, I'm gonna cheat a lot and here. And the first game I would say would be something easy, like if they haven't played video games in a while, something easy and calm to get them back in. So obviously I'm thinking Dark Souls remastered.
Just ease them into it.
Crap. Unravel would be the perfect game.
Yes.
It's really calming. I think Unravel 2 because you could play it with them. And it'd be really fun. I will say the Halo Master Chief Collection because then you get all the Halo games. And that's how it's gonna cheat.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that, but last time I said that, I got yelled at because that doesn't count.
Yeah, but I do the yelling, and I decide that I'm allowed to cheat here.
Steven's
so
fanboyism.
I'm gonna cheat.
Yeah.
You could also say the BioShock Collection, Tyler.
True.
BioShock Infinite, and then that gives you the opportunity for that. 5 others. I like your Red Dead Redemption idea, Tyler, but I actually think GTA 5 would be better because it's a little more chill and fun rather than just right into it. And I think if they like GTA 5, then you'd be like, hey, this game also is the same people, just in a different way. And then so that's 3 pretty easy games. Last 2 is a tough one. I'd say God of War is a fantastic achievement. Oh, and Breath of the Wild. I agree with Graham on both of those.
Okay.
Breath of the Wild.
No Spider-Man for you?
Oh crap! Shoot. Yes, I agree with you on Spider-Man too. This is hard. What did I name 5? Halo,
I think
Marvel, Spider-Man. I said Grand Theft Auto and Breath of the Wild. It's this tough one. Well,
let's just say the same rules apply to you as to me, so you got to take MCC out.
Okay, fine, whatever. Then yeah, to be the troll that I can be sometimes, I was gonna say Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 selection. No, if I wanted, actually, 5 games I'd recommend to my enemy would be Celeste, the Dark Souls remastered, and like
Killing Floor.
So you guys might never have heard
Destiny
of it, but there's a game called, I think it's like BBF, and it's this insanely hard platform game, like Super Meat Boy, but like on steroids level hard, that I saw, I've seen run on, oh no, that's the Twitch guy that runs those games. It's I Want to Be the Boshi. And then I Want to Be the Boshi 2, and then there's like, they're fan-made games, insanely difficult platform games. That'd be the ones for the for the enemy. So there you go. You get the
we're all Sony ponies, as we established. So if I'm going to recommend to an enemy, it would be Halo 5 and Sea of Thieves and
Forza
Horizon 4, Crackdown 3, and we'll go Sunset Overdrive. Yeah.
All right.
Because all those games obviously suck. We're kidding, obviously. Don't.
Yeah, you can stop. You can give your finger.
Stop typing right now.
So next question. We'll quickly move on from that.
Yeah.
Tony asks, how much money would you say you spent on games and consoles last year? He said he spent like almost $2,000 buying a One X, PS4 Pro, Switch, and games. And he said that's a lot. And
does Madden Ultimate Team count?
Yes, if it counts, then I spent almost $1,000 just on that.
Yeah.
I can't believe I finally admitted that. Oh, God.
Yeah, it's a lot. I have no idea. I don't keep track for a reason.
Yeah, I spent a lot. I got the PlayStation 4 Pro. I got the Nintendo Switch Pokemon Edition. So those two expenditures right there is pushing the bar right there. So definitely a lot.
The only hardware I bought last year was PSVR.
Yeah, I bought one of those too. So I bought a Pro and a PSVR last year. Then
you're at almost 700 right there. Right?
Yeah. Then the grand. Well, I did trade my PlayStation in and got a good deal on it. So actually,
doesn't matter. We're just talking price tag.
Fine. I did only actually pay $150 for the Pro, but whatever. I spent a lot on Madden Ultimate Team. And then games, I spent a lot, and I spent so much on games that I stopped having games available to buy because like games would go on sale and be like, I own it, I own it.
So let me sum it up this way, Tony. Whenever there's a huge game sale, I go in and I'm excited. I don't know why, because I open it and I'm like, all I see, I don't even see the prices, because all I see is owned. Owned. I already have them all.
And the ones that don't say owned are the ones that are game shared, so we already own anyways. Yeah. And so honestly, thank God you didn't include movies bought on a console, because that was probably another $1,000 shoot. I think I spent like $200 at the middle part of the year on the entire Marvel collection, because I own the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe right now. Yeah, we have a problem here.
And every time there's like a flash sale on movies or weekend sale, you buy it. Like you bought Twilight.
I did. I bought the entirety of Twilight. Man, like I have like 200 to 300 movies now. Like actually, I have 1,000 like things, but in the, like, because I bought entirety of series of TV shows, like The West Wing, Avatar, both of them. It's oh my gosh, I don't want to admit it, but I did it. I should never like. Oh God, this problem. Yes, every time I see a movie flash sale, thank God they've all been crappy. Because they were like $5 movie sale and be like some decent movies. Like, I might watch this one night while drinking. All right, it's $5. It's $5.
I did tell you this week they've got like the Oscar nominees on sale.
Yeah, thank God I don't have money right now.
Last night in chat we were talking about our favorite Braveheart moments and quotes.
Yeah. My favorite moment was when he comes out and he said, "Are you not in the games?"
So obviously we're trolling Graham. We do that because Graham, Braveheart is your favorite movie, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. You once went to Halloween as William Wallace, correct?
I did go as William Wallace.
Yeah. One of your better Halloween costumes. Say that.
Yes.
All right.
We'll leave that. At
Somebody Pirates says he's never seen Braveheart.
Wow.
Definitely worth the watch. It is super long, so just be ready. It's like Lord of the Rings looks like an animated short.
No, it's only 2 hours and 40 minutes.
It's the first really long movie I ever seen, though. Like,
yeah,
back in those days, that length was unheard of. And then Lord of the Rings came, like, let's make them all 3 hours long.
It's like one of the movies, where you watch a movie in like history class in high school or something, and it's one of the movies that takes like the whole week.
Yeah, like
to get through, basically.
Yep, that was Schindler's List in high school.
Yep,
I remember that movie took me a week. All right, let's go. Keep on topic here. Before we come to movie podcasts, the Movie Hub. Xbot Toss asks, "Do you guys like the idea of Halo Outpost Discovery?" He said he loves the idea and it feels like Microsoft is working for the fans in many ways.
Yes, I love it. I think they should do things like this more often. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I love it because it's coming near to a city near me.
Yeah, and you're gonna go. I am actually like legit jealous that you get to go.
You can fly out and join me. I'd love to have some.
I know, because I'm hoping to fly out there for another reason.
Yeah, but then you could fly out twice. Come on, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Come on. No, but I mean, if anyone is going to one and like is going to the one that I'm going to, and you wanted to do like a meetup thing, like that'd be pretty awesome. I mean, we have some time to plan, 6 months, but if it'd be fun to do. So it's the one in Anaheim, California. I guess I'll give it away. I don't want to keep you on your toes.
Yeah,
I am from Southern California, so it's whatever. But that one's like close enough to me that I can definitely go. Like if the price is right. But yeah, I'd love to go. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Halo is one of my all-time. Halo is definitely one of the things that got me into gaming completely. I think Tyler, you're pretty similar. Yep. And so yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool. So
absolutely.
All right. Any other thoughts?
Graham, is there one in Canada?
Not that I know of. I think it is a great idea because obviously it's a huge franchise, tons of fans, get people hyped for the new one to come out and stuff like that. So no, it's a great idea. I'd like to see more franchises do this with other games and stuff or series.
I honestly, it's weird that it comes out this year. I feel like this would make more sense next year, right into the lead up of Halo Infinite, because then you could let Halo Infinite be playable at these events. Like, true. I don't know. That to me that makes more logical sense.
Or is this
Infinite comes
isn't the TV show coming out like early next year though, like January-ish?
I thought that got delayed. Like it was having issues.
Okay, I'm not sure, but if it is, I know they were about to start production, so
maybe I don't know.
If it's early next year, then it would be good timing, to get hype up around it. So we'll know, like when E3 rolls around, if we see like a little clip of the show, then we'll know it's almost here.
Yeah. So. All right, next question. This one actually from Mr. Jonas Blaine, and this one I have correctly written down. Which console do you think has been the best looking so far? He thinks it's the PS2 Slim.
All right, so we're just talking about the build and the appearance, right?
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go with the 360. And so we were talking earlier, and the Hourglass was more the first one, right?
Well, both of them had the Hourglass type, but the
more rounded edges.
Yeah, it was the middle that was rounded. The Slim had the hard angles.
Okay, so yeah, the original then. I would go with.
Yeah. All right. For me, I'm gonna go old school. I'm gonna go GameCube. It was a cool concept. It's a cube. It had a handle, make it easy carrying for people who carried consoles. Yeah, that's mine.
I also really like the GameCube. And it was so compact.
Mhm.
I didn't like the discs. I thought those little tiny discs were really dumb, but I do like that. My runner-up though is the original PlayStation 4. The 2-tier like angled thing looks slick. The PS4 Pro with the 3 tiers looks really dumb to me.
The hamburger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but I do like the original normal PlayStation 4.
And we talked about fanboys earlier. So one of the funniest things I saw was, is this thing like the side by side picture. And it was like PS4 with the 2 levels, the PS4 Pro with 3, and then it was right after the One X came out.
Yeah.
The PlayStation X had like 10 levels.
Yeah, I saw that too. That's a funny one. Yeah.
That's where fanboys can be fun.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yes.
So, all
right. One more or another one from Maya64 said, "Haven't heard you guys talk about Far Cry New Dawn. Do you think that New Dawn should have just been a DLC for 20, or do you think that 40 for a totally separate game was a good way to go?"
Yeah, I mean, it's the model they've been doing, right? Because they did, what was the last one?
Primal.
Yep.
Yeah, I
They
think
did the same thing.
Primal and then Blood Dragon.
5. Yep. So, I mean, as long as it's working for them, keep doing it that way. To be honest, like, nothing really grabbed me about this Far Cry game that made me say I need to play this right away. That's not to say that I won't ever play it at some point, just not right away.
Yeah, I didn't like Far Cry 5 that much to begin with, so I'm not really that interested in playing the New Dawn, even though now I've had spoilers for the ending to Far Cry 5 because I saw the trailer for New Dawn.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I would have to finish Far Cry 5 before I'd even consider playing this game. So until I finish that game, then there's nothing drawing me to play Far Cry New Dawn. But I know there's big fans out there and they're happy to see it. And price-wise, yeah, like why would they change it and make it cheaper if they're selling it? And I don't know how extensive the game is or like how many hours it takes to complete, but
I'm pretty sure it's a whole new like campaign thing. I don't think it's just a small little expansion. I think it's like a full-on game.
Yeah,
at least that's. I feel like Primal was definitely like that, and I'm more interested in playing Primal than New Dawn, but only barely. But
okay.
All right, a couple more.
Yeah, I'll do 2 more.
Yeah, the first one's quick. Ska Guy 123 asks, "What is the best jelly to use on a PB&J?"
Oh, it's strawberry for sure.
Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
I'll go strawberry.
Tyler, you should give your little what happened in Texas. Right?
Oh yeah, like so I went to Texas for work, and this was a few years ago in 2016, and it was time to for back to school and stuff. Like once that summer rolled around, like July-ish, late July, and so it's retail. So you're I was in retail management, so they're like, hey, put together some displays of things that go well together for lunch meals that mom can make and send with the kid. So cool. So I do peanut butter and jelly, and I do strawberry jelly with peanut butter. And dude, I got yelled at for that because apparently in Texas, according to them, in Texas, everybody uses grape jelly on PB&J. I don't know. We do have some people in our community from Texas. You can confirm or deny this, but it's it's possible. I just have known strawberry forever. Same thing with Dr. Pepper, by the way, in Texas. People didn't believe me there when I told them that where I grew up, Dr. Pepper is in stores, but it's not on 3 consecutive pallets in the middle of the floor because they sell so much of it.
Oh, I love Dr. Pepper though. Dr. Pepper's my jam. All right, real quick then on the topic, because this is the grape jelly thing. To me, I love grapes, right? Just regular green and purple grapes. Love them. And then I like the adult beverage that's made out of them, as I have just recently discovered. And you guys have discovered with me. You're welcome. But I hate anything grape flavored, including grape jelly.
Even soda.
Disgusting. I hate grape. Any grape flavoring. It's
Really?
gross.
Okay.
And it's funny, I'm the opposite with strawberries. I love strawberry flavored everything, hate strawberries.
Well,
Huh.
I can confirm that grape jelly in Texas has been confirmed.
In
by
our
Fat
Twitch chat, I
Chinese
saw
lady
that. Yep.
in our Twitch chat.
Yep.
So thank you for confirming.
Do you guys like that with grapes though? Like, do you guys like grapes? Do you guys like grape flavored things?
See,
Oh,
the weird
I
thing is,
like
I
it.
don't think grape flavor tastes like grapes.
No, it doesn't.
No, and that's why I
at all.
don't like it.
Yeah. But I actually like both quite a bit. I just don't consider them the same thing. They just have the same word.
Purple flavor.
It's like how everybody calls every type of Kleenex.
Yes.
You know?
Well, and we got in
It's
that
all
argument
things.
when or not argument, but like we brought that up because someone mentioned that about Michael Jordan this week, and that was a fun comparison. He was compared to Kleenex.
Yeah.
But Brian,
For Kleenex.
all right. Last question,
Yes.
question.
Last question.
Did you guys get your E3 tickets?
All right. So, yeah, I'll take this one. So we're in the process, and we'll probably by the end of the month be submitting our media application for E3 2019. And a couple things we had to take care of, and just make sure that we had for the application process before we do that. Our goal is to get media passes as a podcast, and that gives us access to provide the type of coverage that we want to provide for you. That's there's I can't say for sure whether it's either going to happen or not happen. I don't know because it's our first time doing it. So we're very hopeful that it works out, and we have some really, I think, cool ideas of the type of stuff we want to do there for you, but we want to hear from you too. If you're in our Discord or Facebook, tell us the type of stuff that you want to see there, and we want to make it unique for you guys. Our goal, like our stated goal, like when we talk to each other, the three of us, I think we all agreed right away that we want to provide content from there if we go that makes all of you feel like you're there with us. We don't want to be the show that goes and hangs out there on the backs of the community that you guys will help build and not interact at all until we get back and then just do an episode talking about how fun it was that we got to go because of all the support you give us. We don't want to do that. We want to provide something really cool. So I would say, we're not to turn this into an advertisement, but we need your help to be able to go as well. And that's just being honest. Like, it's we want to go, we want to provide great content, but it's to be quite frank, it's not cheap to do that. Steven said he lives in Southern California, so he's close. Graham and I are not. So to be able to do that, anything you can do to help support the community and support the show makes things like that much more possible. It can be as simple as using a Twitch Prime sub on Twitch. It can be contributing on Patreon. It can be going to our store, which we posted in Twitch chat a couple times, ordering a t-shirt
Or socks.
or something, or socks. Yeah. Oh, we have lots of stuff on there. And that, helps quite a bit as well. So there's lots of different ways to help support us and help us get there. But like I said, our goal is to go and get the access that we need to provide you guys with the content that you deserve. So, what you want that content to be, let us know. We want to know what your ideas are and what you're thinking. As long as it's legal and not going to get us kicked out. So,
Yes.
But yeah, we absolutely want to go this year. We're going to be sending out the applications here in the next week or two once we have everything we need to actually submit that. So, all right. By the way, the registration just opened for media on, I think, the 6th, wasn't it, guys? So, yeah, we're just at the very, very beginning of that. So, yeah, we'll be doing that here very shortly.
All right.
All right, that does it for questions, and thanks to everybody who sent them in. Really appreciate that. And remember, just by submitting a question to be read on the show, you're entered into our monthly giveaway for everybody that is at the end of every single last episode of every single month. So, thanks again to everybody who sent in questions. All right, guys, let's wrap up 147 and get out of here.
Another one in the books.
We had a couple shorter episodes last 2 weeks. This one has not been that. So, we're kind of happy to be back in the normal rhythm of things, and it's been fun. So I had a good time tonight. But all right, before we go, we'd love to have you join the community. You can do that by heading over to Facebook, the Gaming Hub forums there, or Twitch, TXH Gaming Hub on Twitch. Make sure to hit that follow button so you never miss when we go live. From either of those places, you can get a link to our Discord where you can go. It's like a message board basically, and a lot of good conversation going on there all the time. That's probably our best place for conversation in our community. So please head on over there and join that. And if you want to help support the show, we'd love to have you do that as well. Your Twitch. Again, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get a free Twitch Prime sub every single month. And if you choose to spend that on us, we'd really appreciate that. Helps us grow, achieve our goals, and be able to go to the shows like E3 that we want to go to. Patreon. We have a Patreon page, patreon.com/gaminghub. And for as little as $2 a month, you get exclusive content like some YouTube videos, some mailbag episodes, some bonus episodes, things like that. And for as little as $5 a month, you get all that, plus you're entered into a monthly giveaway just for patrons at the $5 and up level for $60 in gift cards to the console of your choice. And we'll be doing that giveaway next Thursday night on episode 148. So please, if you're thinking about it, now's the time to go in, jump in at that $5 level, and be entered in to win. All right. That's going to do it, guys, for episode number 147. We'll be back next week with 148. Until then, for Graham and Steven, thank you. This is Tyler saying thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next week. Have a great week, everybody. We will talk to you soon.
Take care, everyone. Happy gaming.
Bye.